Welcome back, this is Ton and you're watching You Should. For today's video, we'll be discussing... Hello?
I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. Life in plastic, it's fantastic.
So in this video, we'll be checking out the most notorious movie ever made, Barbie. So if you haven't seen Barbie, again, spoilers alert. Pero kung napanood mo na at gusto mo lang i-validate ang feelings mo, then tara na. Barbie is actually rated PG-13. Yep, PG-13. So if you have plans on bringing your kids, don't. But if you did, kamusta? Before we start reviewing the movie, here are some information about Barbie that you might need to know. The name Barbie actually came from the daughter of the creator of those dolls, which is Barbara. In March 9, 1959, talino, pero ginugil ko lang yan. During a toy fair in New York, they unveiled, basta yun, they unveiled Barbie. And that's the first time that they used Barbie, and that's the official name of Barbie. While Ken, on the other hand, is actually Kenneth, the son of the creator. So first off, onting disclaimer lang, I didn't really actually, or I only had a glance of the trailer. So all I know is that this is a Barbie movie. That's it. I expect a colorful movie for, well, girls and boys who played Barbie or is a fan of Barbie. That's it. Now let's go watch Oppenheimer. No, I mean yes, I was wrong. And if you're like me who didn't expect this movie to be watch it till the end, utoy. Don't worry, if you're not really a fan of Barbie or if you haven't played Barbie, if you really don't know Barbie, I'll explain the references as we go along, okay? Good. So the movie started off with a monotonous intro of kids playing with dolls. It looks like a representation of how Barbie changed the doll toy industry. That's my interpretation of that. Though this intro might give you a Twilight Zone or a Black Mirror vibes, remember, this is rated PG-13. This scene that you're seeing right now is actually a parody of the movie A Space Odyssey. Now this intro didn't last long, as here comes huge Harley Quinn, Margot Robbie, the main character Barbie. And so the attack of pink begins. Here we enter the world of Barbie. You know, I'm a Barbie girl in the Barbie world. So this is the Barbie world. Just like how you would imagine a Barbie show, or in this case, a Barbie movie, it's going to be all bright, happy, aggressive pink. I like how the movie tried to make the characters and the objects look like how kids would play with the toy. And it's also a good thing that they didn't try too hard either, like making the characters move like they have hinges or yung parang robot. Except for weird Barbie, but more of that later. First thing that you will notice, there are no liquids. Tuwing papaliguan natin yung mga laro natin, tamang okay na eh. So in the Barbie world, there is a Barbie verse. MCU, there's DCU, there's the Spider-Verse, and of course there's Barbie verse. The Barbie doll, if you didn't know, had different variations. Hence why all the female characters in Barbie world are named Barbie, except Midge. This is Midge. This is a reference to one of the dolls that didn't fly much in the market due to some controversies. You can Google that one. While the male character were named Ken, except for Alan. This is Alan. It's a doll introduced as Ken's buddy and is actually a partner of Midge. Alan also didn't have Ken's fate on becoming a toy celebrity. It might be too late, but a little warning, if you're a dude like me, some parts of this movie, like this dancing scene, will make you ask questions. Now this scene, this is actually where it all started to be interesting. This is the time that you will slowly realize why Barbie movie is rated PG-13. Because in the scene, Barbie suddenly became self-conscious and blurted out death out of nowhere. Like there's something messing with her head. This sequence will actually cycle back, but this time, Barbie will be woke. Gets na? Woke. As in, makikita mo, hirap na siya gumising. Wala nang poise gumising. Parang naiirita na rin siya sa pag-hi Barbie sa lahat. She will feel what we all feel when we take a bath in the morning. All the things in the Barbie world now has an expiration. If you have seen this movie, you might notice the lyrics of the soundtrack for this scene from a dreamy lyrics to reality lyrics. Barbie also noticed changes in her body, and when the other Barbies notice what's happening to the main character Barbie, they suggested that they should seek help with the all-knowing, weird Barbie. We've all seen something like this when we were kids. Alam mo yung gutay-gutay na laruan? This scene reminds me of the wasted toys in Toy Story. Alam. So Weird Barbie explained that whatever is happening to Barbie, our main character Barbie, this is caused by whoever owns her. And that she needs to go to the real world, which is our world, in order to fix herself. So with a little convincing, Barbie finally decided to head to the real world along with Ken. As Barbie and Ken arrived in our world, they slowly noticed the harsh reality. People were staring and laughing at them. There were catcallings. They got arrested twice. Americans. All confused, Barbie and Ken decided to explore more of the real world separately. After doing so, the two had their own quick assessment of the real world. Barbie sees our world as the opposite of Barbie world, as it is not led by women, while Ken sees that the world is ruled by men. While all this is happening, Mattel has found out about Barbie being inside our world or the real world and sets a hunt to take Barbie back to Barbie world. Parang hindi tayo matatawa sa Barbie world, Barbie in the Barbie world. Mattel, if you didn't know, this is actually the company who produced some of the most iconic American toys. Of course, Barbie dolls, Hot Wheels, Uno, and more. So that's it. That's Mattel. And alam mo na, okay? The two then ended up in the school. This is where Barbie met the kid in her memory. You know the thing earlier that is messing with her head? So that's the memory. So Barbie confronted the girl but was shut down dead. After the brief encounter with the kid, Barbie stormed out of the school and into the streets. And that's where Mattel found her. Mattel easily had Barbie recalled and was about to be sent out back to the Barbie world in a humongous box. As the Mattel team was about to shackle Barbie into the box, Barbie suddenly had a second thought and decided to make a run for it. While on the run, Barbie came across a room where she had a tea break with an old stranger. Again, more of that later. Barbie easily broke out of the building. If you have seen the movie, I also didn't notice this at first. But remember the receptionist earlier? Pinakita kong clip? Well, this is her to the rescue. This is actually the mother of the kid in Barbie's dream. As they were running from Mattel, the mother of the kid and Barbie had a sudden realization that they are the ones who are linked via their conscience and not with the kid. Plot twist! So Barbie had an idea that they should all go back to Barbie world to restore the order of things. By this time, Ken is already back to the Barbie world and already took over it. Barbie confronted Ken and Ken gave Barbie the real talk. I actually like the scene when Ken expressed his feelings of being left out and being always in Barbie's shadows. If you think about it, these are actually valid points. At some point in our lives, this does happen. Ken kicked Barbie out in what is now called Kendom. After being kicked out, Barbie actually had a meltdown. The mother and the kid tried to comfort Barbie but to no avail, so they just decided to leave. But the kid realized that she and her mother should save Barbie and the Barbie world. So they all went to the all-knowing, and this, I think, this is where the best scene is. When Barbie lost all hope, the mother steps in and gave the speech. The monologue in this scene will actually slap you hard in the face with the truth of how women are being treated, their hardships on being a mother, a wife, a career woman, and all of the bad shit that they have gone through. This pill is hard to swallow. Since wala ngang tubig sa Barbie world. No, but seriously, the mother's performance in this scene was outstanding. Hats off. Real quick lang, since this is a Warner Brothers movie, one of the Barbie, that one, actually referenced Zack Snyder's cut of the Justice League. All the Barbies now gained back full control of themselves and took over Barbie world once again. Eto, nakakatawa to. Ryan Gosling's performance of Push by Matchbox 20 is on point. It's actually funny because of how accurate it is. You should hear it, pare. Anyway, gaining back the Barbie world is not the only plan of the Barbies. They really wanted to tear down the Kens. So what did they do? Well, of course, played with Ken's ego and feelings. Issue. This broke out an epic war. Scratch that. A colorful war.
Like in Footloose, the movie?
Exactly like Footloose.
Meanwhile, the Barbies reinstated the laws and all is back. Now how about Ken or Kens? This is another good scene when Barbie made Ken realize that Ken can actually be Ken without Barbie. Yes, we can be ourselves without the approval of anyone else. I also like the part when Ken also made Barbie realize that girls' night out or boys' night out doesn't actually need to be gender exclusive. Sometimes, not all the time, wag rin abuso. So, all the Barbies and all the Kens are already at peace. The end. No? Is this the end for our main character Barbie? This will be answered by none other than Ruth. Yes, that scene. Another reference of this movie that you might not know, Ruth Handler is the creator of Barbie. Medyo fino-foreshadow ko rin syempre. Played by Rhea Perlman, who I actually recognize as Matilda's mother. Just real quick, there's an IRS joke here. It's just a financial scandal in the 1970s. Google. So in this scene, since Barbie already had herself discovered and that she realized that she no longer wanted to be the stereotypical Barbie, Ruth then guided her about life. This montage really felt emotional. It showed real footage or fragments of the stages of life. This turned Barbie into a real human being, which I think is a callback to Pinocchio turning into a real boy. The end. If you were to ask me, I would actually describe this movie as the most colorful political movie. That is why I find it interesting. It had a light plot twist. It had some scenes with deep meanings. The lines were actually smartly written, if you'd ask me. Margot Robbie made another iconic performance for an iconic character. The mother's performance is super authentic. Ryan Gosling's portrayal of Ken is actually funny. And with Will Ferrell in it, it also helped the comedy side of the movie. So all in all, since I really didn't expect much in this movie, I was caught off guard by all the good scenes, which actually made this movie good for my liking. So I would say, you should check out this movie. Again, this is Ton at laging tatandaan, dined madidindi ang daladalang dalawang dalandan ni Dandy Lalfil niyan ding ding ni Ding Dong. Paalam!